Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're already back. I know you missed this probably. And with the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 2, powered by W Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant, it's going to be your boy Aggressive. Join my universe on my side to bring you an intense matchup once again for the 8 p.m. games. So let's head on down over onto today's fixture and see exactly which teams are going to be playing this time around. And honestly, I'm really excited about this universe. Team Exo going up against the side of Team Cohesion. In a way, this could be a one-sided affair, or on the other end of the spectrum, it could be a lot of overtimes and a lot of maps for us to see.
Yeah, it could be either way. Honestly, you never know. But then I really think that it being a landslide is something that I think I would put my bets on, just
Yeah,
because EXO have looked actually pretty good in the last few games that they've played. Cohesion, on the other hand, they've had their ups and
probably.
downs, and currently I feel like they are in a down. They had a very good season one, more so they could have qualified, but season two they haven't showed their potential as much.
Yeah, it feels as though they have fallen a little bit too short and a little bit far from the tree, to say the very least, when they first made their first initial entry on tours instead of season one. And I do believe that in season two, they're still trying to work out the kinks. They're still trying to understand what to do with one another and how to play around one another. But in a way, you would expect that to work out just a little bit more, considering that SK Wow, he's been topping the charts constantly over and over again. So let's head on down over towards the MVP standings to get a visual representation of what I'm exactly saying. Because in my eyes, when we look at down on the MVP standings, we can see that SK Wow, he's been consistently up there, even though his team has not been performing. So in a way here, universe, I believe that this is not really a dynamic where the team is not able to frag out. They have the aim, but when it comes down to their raw mechanical, raw teamwork, it's just not there.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. The teamwork is lacking a little bit, and it is honestly a little heartbreaking to see when a team like Cohesion, where they've got a lot of great players, they've got people who can, do a lot of different things individually as well as come when they come together, and they did quite a bit of that in the last season. They almost qualified, but this season they're just looking around for scraps. They're just playing along for survival. They're trying to stay in this. Group stage on the fifth and sixth position, and they need to aim higher, they need to hit higher, they need to try to fly. And as much as I would like to see SK Wow over here, he looks like the one person who's his team can count upon for sure. And it's not just him, there are other players. The Fired Up does a pretty good job as well when he keeps switching between his roles. He plays up the Jet sometimes. Has the supporting hand as well, but it's only so much that these players can do, right?
Yeah.
You need the entire team to work as a cohesive unit, which is what their name suggests. But so far, it
Yeah.
hasn't been put into practice.
Cohesion as a teammate is a little bit difficult to say the very least when you consider how lackluster the team is currently, but we'll talk about more about that later. But first of all, let's head on down over to the group standing and see exactly what the teams are going to be fighting for. And if the side of Cohesion has a chance of trying to get up to that number four position, but honestly, at this point here, Universe, I don't think there's much of a chance because 4 points on the board, even if they do win here on a 2-0, that is a big if. They're
Mm-hmm.
still going to be falling a little bit too short, and they need to rely on the round differentials and hope that the side of Team EXO they lose out on their following last game. Sorry.
Yeah, this table is pretty much done and dusted. I feel, except for the fact that if Valor lose their next match, they might as well be done. But I don't think that's gonna happen, just because I think there might be the round differences that we talked about. Valor will potentially have a lot more than FS and Cohesion do. So I mean, this is all about for them to go above FS now and try to get that fifth spot, at least for the glory rights or whatever it is that they think they can put out today. They need to put it, all of it. All of it needs to be on the plate today. All of it needs to be for everyone to see, because top four is inevitably gone, and EXO, they're just looking to maintain a winning streak. They have one loss, but they can go up on top of the table now and bring up 10 points and even be above Force 1 actually, because they've got two losses,
Yep.
and EXO could be the one with 5 wins and 1 loss and be on top of the table. So
when you consider the dynamic of season number 1 versus season number 2, all these top dog teams, they've actually lost out on the bare minimum of one game. And that's a really, really big change from what happened in season 1. Because in season 1, a lot of the teams, they didn't even have a single loss, and they were able to drag themselves up on the boards and take that number 1 position flawlessly. But here, there's not really a lot of flawless stories to talk about. Everyone took a loss, everyone took a hit, and in a way, that kind of grew the competition a lot moving on down the line. So, talking about the competition here, let's head on down over onto the team spotlight coming on down through for the side of Team EXO, ladies and gentlemen, and see exactly who's going to be playing on the field and exactly who's going to be rocking on the battlefield here, Universe. And when you consider this team in particular, they have it all. They have an incredible Astro player. They have two incredible fraggers, and also they have Sai, who is an incredible IGL who's switching up towards the side of a Sentinel, and sometimes even that Sova, depending on what his team needs. The level of diversity in this team allows them to completely take avenues that a lot of the other teams don't expect. And the constant switch ups of agents keeps the playstyle fresh that allows Team EXO to perform so beautifully. When you consider Blackhawk with his incredible Aster plays, when Wimp is being on that Sova, he adds a different level of flavor with his lineups, and Sai being on the Killjoy acts like that anchor that he is always meant to be. Whenever I look at Sai, I see an incredible anchor player. He can completely destroy an entire team if they push into him and if he is in the best possible position. His aim is so beautiful that he's going to be able to do a lot. But at the same time, what does Team EXO actually suffer from, Universe? It's going to be the lack of consistency. Sometimes they're little bit too over aggressive. Sometimes they're a little bit too defensive. And they can't find that fine balance and they lose it in the middle of the game. Sometimes they started off greatly. Sometimes they ended off greatly. But in the middle, they're just a little bit lackluster. And I'm really hoping that does not happen here because against Cohesion, if anything like this happens, it could just be catastrophic for them.
Yeah, that is true. It could be catastrophic for them because consistency is something that you will need to perform at the highest level, and to perform at the highest level, you just gotta put in the day's work, day in and day out, every single day, and that's only how you get to be at that level where you think that you deserve to be. You want to make it up, you have to make it up, you have to do the work for it, and EXO, they've done the work for it. It's just a few steps more, I feel. And yeah, they've got the players necessary as well. Excali is one of the most explosive duelists out there when he's got that raise. We got Blackhawk, probably one of the best Astras, the controller for that matter in the country. We got Sai, who's a very good support now in terms of a sentinel, and even he can, if wanted, he can switch roles to a duelist if needed. And not to forget, we've got Wimp, who's right around the corner, who's just rounding about that circle of that
Yeah.
circumference. And not to forget, Ghost. He's a phenomenon in himself. So, yeah, it's a team well rounded, just needs a little bit more volume.
Yeah, that's for sure. But at the same time, I believe that one person will be able to fill up that volume just a little bit more on that server. So let's head on down over onto that specific person as we head on down over to the team spotlight. Sorry, the player spotlight coming on down through or the side of Team EXO, ladies and gentlemen, powered by AMD Ryzen Radiant. And it's going to be none other than Wimp. And honestly, Wimp being on that Killjoy here, my man, yeah, he is a literal anchor and at the same time an incredible initiator.
Yeah, he definitely is. He can play around the sentinel and initiator roles if needed be. He can even switch it up with Blackhawk. I mean, not that it's required, but I'm pretty sure that Wimp has the skill set required to play those three roles efficiently. And he's been very consistent as well. In terms of holding down the side or being the guy who his team can rely upon to leave alone at a side or get information or enable his teammates to get into corners where it'll be difficult to without any sort of help. Wimp does it all, and he's like the backbone, like one of the main parts of the backbone that without which the team just won't stand as good as it does right now. So yeah, Wimp, he needs to make sure that he performs his best today as well. His stats say the same. He's maintaining a positive KD of 1, and today I think he's going to try to maintain the same. And if he does, then I think EXO should have no problem.
Yeah, Exo is one of those teams that you don't really need to worry about a lot. But at the same time, we do need to worry about the other team, both in the sense of their consistency and also in the sense of their fragging capabilities as we head on down over to the team spotlight for the side of Team Cohesion, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly, this team, in a way, they don't really need to be introduced, but at the same time, it is a team that has made a name for themselves. When you consider these players as a team, Cone, Nightzera, Fired Up, Omkar, and SK, wow, they've been making a lot of massive strides in our entire community, slowly but surely rising up the rankings, slowly but surely making everyone feel the pain, feel the pressure of how incredible this team can be. But at the same time, it's just not there yet. They just need to work on things a little bit more, maybe try to be a little bit more consistent, change up their play styles, and try to play for trades. They're trying to go in for rocket science plays from time to time, and that's what's really throwing them off from time to time as well. Don't you think so, Universe?
Yeah, I think that I don't know what exactly it is, but this season they've kind of lost their mojo, and it's just thrown them off as a team. It's thrown them off individually, except for SK. Wow, I feel Fired Up. I think is right around the MVP standing somewhere because he's performed quite a bit. But I think it's more that these guys need to figure out a way how exactly they can enable each other to play, not just themselves. And as good as they are individually, they'd probably walk into any other tier 2 team, but they really need to work together as a team, not
Yep.
individually more so that they can rise together, towards how the tier 1 slots. And if they want to do that, they really need to figure out what exactly is it that's going wrong for them this season, because uh, they've got the firepower, they've got the people who have been with each other for quite a while now. I've seen Omka Nightzera for many years now. They've been playing at one of the at least the top level of FPS genre games, and they can potentially try cause an upset to any team, right? But they're not able to do that this season over here, the TC Gauntlet. And I really hope that they find their mojo, because if they don't, then it's gonna get a lot difficult for them in the next season.
It's gonna get difficult, but at the same time, if there's one person that you can always count on from the side of Team Cohesion, it has to be this guy. So let's head on down over to the player spotlight, coming on down through from the side of AMD Ryzen Radiant for Team Cohesion, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly, who's gonna be the guy to fire up the entire server? It's gonna be none other than Cone. He's looking a little bit smug. He's staring at us, being like, "Hey, want to see me play the Sova? I got you covered, universe."
Oh yeah, he definitely is a Sova that you can rely upon. He's got a lot of skill. He's got lineups that I've seen, which I think could, I wouldn't say rival Kappa's, but almost maybe come close. He's got pretty good awareness of where exactly he needs to be playing as a Sova, how exactly he can help out his teammates, and honestly, he's not had that great of a showing so far. He's a pretty decent showing. His stats can probably give out the same as well. 100 kills, 124 deaths, and 41 assists, and an ACS of 162. He's pretty much doing okay, but I really think that he can be doing better.
Yeah, he can do a lot more, but at the same time, like we talked about this, it's a lot about the consistency. The team play and coordination is just not there yet. And in a way, it's up to the Sova to gain the information, but it's up to the team to do whatever they want with the info. If the team is not really able to pounce upon the information being gained by the Sova, you're not really using his utility properly. The setups are there, but it's just not being used to the fullest of its capabilities. So in a way, Cone, he just needs to use his utility that fits his team a little bit more, to say the very least, so that they can finally pounce upon the information and get proper use out of it, instead of just using the utility and then they're like, oh, they're not here, they're going in for rotation, and they suddenly come back to this specific sidelines, and we don't have a man advantage. We don't have any phone's map control. So all these factors need to be coming into play for the side of Cone and his team to properly utilize the utility that they're using. And I do believe the team cohesion, in a way, they had that problem coming on down through when it comes down to utility usage. The utility is being used, but it's not being used
Yeah.
for the right purposes as well. But more about that later on, as we are going to be heading on down over into the game, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, let's head on down over to the map video screen and see exactly where we're going to be headed when it comes down to the terms of the battlefield. And with map number 1 being split here, I am very, very, very interested to see what exactly is going to be happening. Because Team EXO on Split, yes, they're incredible, but at the same time, will they fall flat on their face? Because this map is notorious to take down a lot of these top caliber teams.
Yeah, that is true. This map pool is very weird, and that's how I like it. I love it that we've got Split, Icebox, and Bind. I love that we've banned Ascent. I love that we've banned Haven and a complete fresh breath of air over here. And I really hope that the teams give us a very good showing. And whether or not we're going to see map 3 is something that we'll find out by the time we reach probably the end of Icebox. But Split is definitely going to be something that, you know what, I think we should keep out. I don't know. I'll look for maybe a 13 to 10, 13 to 9 scoreline. Maybe a little closer overtime. You never know. But Cohesion, I think their best chance of winning even a single map is probably on Split and nowhere else.
Yeah, Split is probably the only place where it could possibly go in for something. Icebox, I do not believe that's going to happen, especially when you consider the amount of aggressive plays that Ghost and Excali can make on this map in particular. It's just an absolute playground for them, and they can tear you down limb for limb in a matter of seconds if you're not careful. But at the same time, things could switch up here and there, so it all really does depend on what happens here, ladies and gentlemen, on map number 1. We're going to be heading down over into the game real soon, but before we do, everything is being set up. But to consider what could happen here on map number 1 in particular, I do believe that Split in a way could be arguably one of the more interesting matchups, to say the very least, because on Split, we can see the Breach coming on down through from the side of Wimp, and Wimp is an incredible Breach player, but at the same time, there is a little bit of problems when it comes down to using the breach utility properly. Because I've seen cases where Wimp uses more than 3 bits of his utility, an aftershock, 2 flashes, and they gain like no real estate out of it. And if this happens against the side of Team Cohesion, the best thing that I will say from the side of Team Cohesion is that they know how to date out their opponent's utility and then try to capitalize on it. That's one of the key factors about this team, and that's one of the main reasons why we consider them a tier 2 team that are slowly trying to make their way up to that tier 1 position, because they know how to go up against utility and how to take space against utility. But what do they fall short on? They don't know how to use their own utility and how to make space using that. And in Split, the thing is, it's a game about utility. It's not about pure gunfights. The more utility you are able to use properly, the better you're going to be playing your engagements on this particular map. And when you consider the agent lineups as well here, Universe, I'm kind of interested. Do you think that we're going to be seeing a lot more Sky, or are we going to be seeing a lot more Breach, that considering that this could be a little bit more different?
I think that we probably might see a Sky. I would love to see a Breach, honestly. Maybe if someone from Exhaust feeling up to it, or even Cohesion is feeling up to it, and we're gonna have to see what that holds for us. The agent selection screen is in front of us, and we are live with the match, ladies and gentlemen. EXO are locking in their picks. We've got a Blackhawk already on the Omen, and it looks like there might not be that much of a difference in no that much of a surprise. Okay, Scally's actually gone for the race, and on the other
Yeah,
side of
normal.
things, oh wait, Sai, oh yeah, oh wait, I remember, yeah, EXO,
Yeah,
they play the KO lineup over here. I remember that. Oh yes, I remember the
I
last
kind of
time they
forgot
played
about
split.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, this that was against Global Esports. Sai played the KO. They came very close. That match was actually pretty damn entertaining, and could have gone either way. But in the end, it was Global Esports to pick it up. Now with the same lineup again, I really hope that they have a showing of another kind as they try to take on a Cohesion, which is not really looked that great so far. And looks like a Breach might come in over here aggressive, and I'm getting a little excited.
I'm gonna put on my sunglasses in the process as well, just in case. Don't really worry about it because I've been having a lot of PTSD on my rank games
Choose
because of
your
skies and
agent.
breaches all over the place, and my mouse arm is actually hurting because of the amount of times I had to dodge out a lot of these flashes coming down through them. But at the same time, I believe that Cone, he could be the deciding factor that wins them out all of these matches here if he's able to play his cards properly. So at the same time, Breach versus KO, that's going to be an interesting argument to say the very least, because the KO can actually disable a lot of the abilities coming on down through from that Breach. But at the same
Yeah.
time, Sai needs to be proactive about this. He needs to make the right reads and the right plays when he's using his own utility, while the Breach can use his abilities reactively instead. And these type of
Yeah.
proactive versus reactive plays is a lot more difficult to pull off. Will Sai be able to do it? Will he be able to counter that Breach, who is a lot more easier to use, to say the very least? Is going to be the real question, especially after all of the recent buffs to Breach. Breach is like a dominant force. The fact that he can actually break stage walls using his aftershock, concussive blast, is an incredible fact entirely just by itself. And these type of factors can come into play moving on down the line as well, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, we're not going to be speculating about this for too long. Let's head on down over to the game entirely and see exactly what the teams are cooking up for us. Because Universe, I'm really confused to say the very least, because there is no raise on the side of Team Cohesion. They're purely relying on the Jet for entry and the Jet to try and clear out a lot of these corners. They have no forms of active damage other than the Killjoy Molotov, but that's pretty much it. What else do you have? Nothing.
That is true. They have a little bit of a contingency when it comes to explosive power, I would say. The Jet, not that explosive in terms of giving damage with utility, but just explosive in terms of dashing into a site and getting map control. But there needs to be somebody at the back of that to support him, SK Wow. And I'm not quite sure who that's going to be, because it should be Fired Up, I believe. Fired Up should be the one running into the battle with him as a battle sage of sorts. But yeah, we're going to have to just wait and find out now what exactly is going to happen, because the breach definitely is just for an enabling purpose. Cone has to try and enable his team to run forward. SK Wow has to capitalize upon that. Fired Up has to capitalize upon that. Nike Zera is going to hold on the black on the back, as Clouda is going to be setting up smokes as well. So I have to, I'm really curious to see how exactly they're going to be working this lineup, as much as anybody watching this match right now who will be wondering how this battle is going to unfold. And not to forget, we have KO in the server by the hands of Sai nonetheless as well. So yeah, I want to see some, I don't know if he's practiced some weird ass lineups, but I really would hope to see something with, that wow, I lost my mouth. Concussion, that to detain his opponents. The 0 point. 0 point.
Yes, the KO knife. Let's just call it the KO knife. But at the same time, like, do you actually even need lineups for this certain ability? Like, honestly speaking, it doesn't do a lot.
Weird stuff. I've seen some weird stuff, which actually are crazy, especially on Split. And I wouldn't be surprised if I saw them today, because those lineups are actually brilliant.
It's not really required, I would say. Like, KO is one of those characters that you can get away with by not using a single lineup pretty much, because of how you can play around with the character. So in a way it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, you normally use the KO ability to, clear out a corner, you get a little bit of info, and that's pretty much it. That's the only thing that you need. But at the same time, info-wise, things to get a little bit more spicy here, ladies and gentlemen. SK Wow takes a backseat because of the drive-by coming on down through from the side of side. Beautiful one-tap coming on down from him. But Knights are fired up. They're going to be able to deal their own bits of damage. But here is where the real things get spicy. The breach flash comes on down through, but Sai is still alive. Oh no, this is going to end badly.
That got a little ugly over there towards the mid-side. Sai was blinded, and Cone just whipped every single shot on him. And now they go up towards the heaven, where there's one player waiting for them, and he's going to be able to take out one at the very least. Fired up. He takes out the counter stage. And now in a 2v2, there is a very interesting battle which could unfold over here, but Clouda wins it. Sai does not have the element of surprise, and he goes down. Looking in the right direction, Clouda. He knows Excali is going to be coming up from here, and both of them are waiting for him. They knew exactly what was going on and perfectly timed it, and they won this one out. And okay, Nixer, you want your turret to defuse the spike, my friend?
Yeah, he's trying to work on an automated way of trying to defuse the spike. Killjoy is an incredible scientist. He's trying to tinker around with that turret to be like, maybe if they pull the turret down over here, the turret's going to be able to analyze the spike and then finally be able to defuse it by itself. And I don't need to do anything. Killjoy is kind of like that. When you consider, like, just tell me honestly, when you are an incredible scientist, you are this advanced when it comes down to technology, you want to try and automate everything. You want to be a little bit lazy. And in this case, Killjoy just wants to be a little bit more lazy and get something to defuse the spike for him. Right? Please add it soon enough. Next update. No, next update, Killjoy's turret can actually defuse the spike. Game over. Everyone's gonna leave the game entirely after that.
We don't even need any other agent. We just need a Killjoy.
Yeah.
And if you want to win the match, you just kill the Killjoy. But What if there's 5 people protecting the Killjoy?
It's a questionable thing. In this situation, that could very much happen, but at the same time, consider something. This is the force by round coming on down through from the side of Team Exo, and this could just make it or break it for them. Moving on down the line here, Cone, he only has one flash to work, and Blackhawk on the back end's waiting for an aggressive push to come on down through. First initial kill is gonna be Ghost, and Fire Up is not gonna expect it, but Blackhawk, he misses the second shot. Fire Up, he's gonna be the one to take that kill and take down the Omen. Lurk is not gonna be working out in their favor, but at the same time, the spike is gonna be going on down. 4 versus 4 situation on the map, ladies and gentlemen. SKY goes in for that dash, clears out all of the side of the entirety of Heaven has been cleared. They know for a fact that everyone's inside of side, but at the same time, Sai is slowly walking on up. No one knows where he is. No one knows what to do here. Sai, he's in heaven, and Fired Up is still here on the side of Vents. He's gonna be able to get that kill down onto Cone. No one looked up towards the side of Heaven, and it's just about clean up duty now. This force by round working out so beautifully, ladies and gentlemen, for the side of Team X, though. They're going to be able to take a 1-1 scoreline, and no one expected this force by round. Everyone was just bamboozled by it.
Yeah, that force by round was well thought of. They got the plant in the first round and they knew that they could force into it, and they did. And a very good choice by the side of EXO. They knew that they could take control, and they did. Blackhawk losing his life towards A-main was unfortunate, but hey, he still managed to hold off a player one lesser what Team EXO would have had to face on the B side. And now they've put the side of Cohesion in an eco as they move in towards A, and look at Spin. What? Fired Up. Blind, completely derailed of his position, concussed, detained. Still, the man gets a kill. I have no idea how.
What? Sorry about that. A little bit of a technical difficulty from my end. I'm back now, though, ladies and gentlemen. Don't really worry about it. And just as I'm back, I do believe that Team Exo, they just completely ran down the entire side and took over A, and there's nothing that the opposition could have done about it. Team Cohesion, Cone, on his lonesome with a frenzy, just chilling, just vibing, being like, "Wall, you're my only friend. Everyone else just left me." And maybe, hey, the friends are already here. Oh, maybe. Oh, he got the kill as well.
No more though. There it is, the kill comes in. Sai, unfortunately, had to eat the fault line right under his feet, and he had to give up his life. But a clean round nonetheless. So they dropped 2 weapons. I think that's not going to hurt them too much, but they will have to reinvest into this round, which means economy not going to be that great. 3 players actually have a weapon. That is Excali, Sai, and Ghost. That is assault rifle. I mean, weapon, I mean assault rifle. And this buy from the side of Cohesion could potentially break it, but I'm a little concerned about those half armors.
It could work out in their favor, or it could not. But at the same time, Team Cohesion is one of those teams that could just make it or break it for them. You do need to consider they went the last round as an eco, so no harm, no foul. It's not going to hurt them that much in the long run, especially on split, where it really does matter to hold down a lot of these different sidelines accordingly to the way we want to play the entire map. But SKY, he had a pretty rough start. 0-3 on the scorecards, now being able to pick up that Vandal. Hopefully he's going to be able to perform and take down his opposition, because this is going to be very crucial here, pushing on down the line. So it is going to be it has a B hit coming on down through, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is being thrown other than the kitchen sink, and also the kill ultimate being popped as well. It's going to be Excalibur with the first initial kill, but it's going to be fired up, and SKY being able to go in for that trace. Once on one of the players, Chaos been taken out as well. There's not much that you can do. SKY's in the corner. He's going to be able to get one more shot as well. For the sake of Blackhawk, he's in a beautiful spot, but he's still going to be able to get the kill. Blackhawk!
Oh my god, what just happened? What?
Oh no, Blackhawk! He thought that code was dead, but it's a Spectre. You need one more bullet, my man. That's gotta sting a little bit.
He's not having a good start either. First that A main, mishap that happened against Fired Up. And now this. He not started off well either. And Cohesion pulled that out, I think, pretty convincingly, but I think EXO could have honestly gotten that round. They got Sai's ultimate, which came in at the right time, to be honest. They got a kill as well, but SKY came out of nowhere, and he pulled so many kills his way. And now, the 0-3 has become 3-3 aggressive. he heard you.
Yeah, a little bit of a whiff game coming on down through, but it's completely fine. And Dan Eagles with that swing has got to be able to dodge out the shots coming on down through from the side of Fired Up, and Cone, he needs to back himself up. If he tries to go in over aggressive here, he's going to be paying the ultimate price for it with his own live X Ghost. He's going to be able to go in for that heal and pick up Excali in the process well, and Nightstars not going in for that spam. That spam would have been a kill on towards the side of Excali, but he didn't go for it. And that's going to hurt just a tiny little bit, because now I think it's already done and dusted in your universe. There's no way that this is going to be a clutchable round. Or I could just bite my words and, you know, just jinx it out of tantrum. But nah, Blackhawk's going to make sure that I win.
Yeah, to make sure. They've got the A side in control, but there's only one player left for the side of Cohesion. Okay, Clouda. 1v5, he's got 2. And there it is, the kill comes in. Got a little nervous there, but I think he was going to be fine. Cohesion. Around that was a little bit of a surprise, I think, for them. The A side completely taken over in just a couple of minutes. Couple of seconds, actually. And yeah, they tried their best over here. Team Cohesion, but close but no cigar.
Yeah, they're trying their hardest here, but there's not much that they could have done here. Maybe go in a little bit faster, maybe just try to take a little bit more of their engagements. But I do believe that Cohesion, they're showing a way too much respect down for their opposition. And what you do need to consider about the map of Split is that if you show a little bit too much respect to a certain team, you're going to fall under a lot of pressure. You need to push. You need to try and go for avenues. You need to try and play for those peaks and try to be as unpredictable as you possibly can. But it feels as though in the process of trying to be unpredictable, they are pretty much dying out a little bit too early as well. They're trying to go in for that push. Fired Up's right around the corner. It's going to be able to get that one sheriff shot, but on towards the back end, it's going to be Blackhawk with a kill down over towards the side of Clouda. SK WoW gets tagged down to only 23 HP, and the turret does a little bit of damage to boot as well, just to add insult to injury. And at this point, what can you really do here, Universe? There's not much. And with Excali on the flag, he's like, oh, Code, I hear you. I got your phone number. I want to call you up right now, my boy. But yeah, I think it's just there's not much that they can do here. Ghost is going to be able to get one kill. Blackhawk gets another one on towards the side of Cone. And slowly but surely, the entire map is just being taken away from them piece by piece. There's not even a single bit of real estate for them to try and hold for themselves. Yeah. And yes, this was an eco round here, but you'd expect even on an eco round to have a little bit more dynamic, to have a little bit more damage done to your opposition, especially when they're just playing so spread out in comparison to one another.
Yeah, I love how EXO is trying to aggress the situation to gain map control as much as they can. On top of that, they've got that KO, right? They've got the KO in the hands of Sai, who basically you have him throw in his zero drive. You'd have him have his ultimate. It just clears out so much space because nobody wants to get detained. Nobody wants to not use their abilities. And that itself gives them so much map control and so much dynamic to play with. And they get detained as well, they give position away as well. So not position, at least that they're around that, that hemisphere. So yeah, it is a pretty good way that EXO have been playing so far. Cone, he was very close to danger. The fault line just concusses two people, but if Ghost would have jumped down over there, he would have found a breach with arms wide open. And now it looks like they might want to take that possibility. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Come on, just jump or don't, man. Get away from here. Don't stay there and tempt us. I want you to jump. Go on. I want you to jump.
He's just teasing you, dude.
Excali, come on, Ghost. Excali, go jump. Somebody just jump. Jump down there and take a fight. The time's ticking. We gotta wait. Cone is waiting for you guys. And he does not want to give up this position no matter what. They've given away a lot of map control already. Looks like finally my wish is gonna come true. Look at the timing! Look at the timing! Oh my god, I told him jump earlier. Cone would have probably survived. Maybe got one kill.
SK was not going to be able to take down Excali in the process, but still Excali gets one kill down onto Clouda with his last dying breath. Blackhawk's going to be good for one more as well, and with that, it's pretty much done and dusted. There's no way they're going to retake this side. And once again, I think you cursed them a little bit right there, Universe. You asked them to jump, they did make the jump, but Koda's like, nah, I'm just dipping out of this corner. There's no way I'm staying here. Blackout gets one more kill, and 409 Sarah. Yeah, it's him versus the entire world. Bad versus turret. But the bad did not win out here because the bigger of the turret just swings around the corner in the process.
I might have to. Yeah, that is a bit of a I mean, I'm looking for the right, but I don't want to say tongue twister in terms of if you put tongue twister into real life, but you what is the same kind of words that phrase like a brain scratcher, a tongue twister, or like a brain bamboozler. But it should be the same letter, right? So brain bamboozler, tongue twister, pickle problem. Okay, I'm never mind.
Okay. We are going a little bit too far off topic, and the chat is gonna kill us in the process as well, being like endcasters. And I think that we can make a subreddit called End Universe in the process as well.
Oh my. Okay. If you end once again, if you end the universe, you die as well, everybody. So I got you all there. I double crossed you. But right now it's Sai who's getting what he wants. He's crossing everybody, killing everybody. Fired up though, he finds one back as he's the last man standing, and that revive is gonna be of no use in this round. So he's just looking for exit frags at this point.
Yeah, it's just about surviving. It's just about getting a couple of frags at the bare minimum to change up their play styles. But fired up with the sheriff. How much can you do here, my man? Maybe get for one. He does get a kill down on towards the side of Blackhawk, but that's pretty much it. It's pretty much done and dusted now. Fired up, you can easily go in for a couple of swings, maybe get one more kill. And yep, that's it. He's not going to get any more than that. Maybe save his gun in the process because they are all spread out just a tiny little bit. But the side of EXO, they're not really taking a lot of chances. They know for a fact that Fired Up is that type of player that could take down multiple players if he really does want to. But at the same time, EXO, they're just chilling. They're just vibing. They're going to be going on down over towards the other side of the map. And Fired Up, he's chilling out on towards the side of A, B, Heaven. But in a way, Universe, don't you think this match is being a little bit too anticlimactic with not a lot of highs and lows, seemingly?
I mean, more or less, I guess, more or less.
You would expected a lot more, because when I saw Split, I thought this was going to be a lot more spicy, but it feels like EXO, they have the entire map under so much control that... Yeah,
you want to say spicy, right? But I'm hungry, so I'm gonna give a little bit more. This match is like a Rajma Chawal.
Oh my god!
You know, it's warm comfort food. When you watch it, it's like you want to sit with a nice plate of food and watch this. You know? It's like Rajma Chawal. It's warm, it's nice, but it's more nice for EXO than it is for Cohesion, right? Because they're clearly in the lead and they're having a good time. How far is the Rajma Chawal gonna be alive is the question. Is it gonna go stale? We're gonna have to find out at the end of this match. But so far, I think they're enjoying their meal, EXO.
Honestly, I have no idea where you come up with your references, but
I don't know either, man. Just go with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow and then also flicker out some random things, but at the same time, what's not random is gonna be the plays coming down from the side of Fired Up! They kind of pulled off the impossible here, but at the same time, Cone, he pulled off a beautiful ultimate, but at the very end, the Rolling Thunder really just got them 2 kills. Fired Up was able to do something with it, but the level of execution and game plan coming on down from the side of EXO is just a little bit too much. They make the rushes happen. They push themselves inside of the side. They have so much control. There's not really a lot of rocket science happening here. They swing a corner, they get the kill, and they just keep on going. Where are these ultimates from the side of Cone? He can just control them so much more here. Throw out a flash, throw out an aftershock, just try to slow them down. You have an ultimate even to change up the process as well. It's just not happening, and they're paying the ultimate price for it with their own lives. Ghost gets another beautiful one-tap down on towards the side of SK. Wow, Whip with a sprayed out kill onto 2. Just look at this. The rounds are just starting, and it's already over here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this... It's not what I expected, but at the same time expected at the same time.
Okay, now you're throwing a tongue twister. or a brain bamboozler or a...
Brave bamboozler.
I play different games. Okay, learned a thing or two. But yeah, whatever it is, I want to point out exactly what you said. You know, talking about what Korn is doing with his utility, or rather, what he's not actually. Like, you know, Breach's utility is so good for map control. It's so good for holding off pushes. It's so good for pushing your enemies back. And like you said, that real estate is just not coming in their hands. They are not trying to aggress, you know, the abilities of an agent, which is potentially, you know, almost like a one-man stack against 5. He can annoy all 5 of those players very easily.
No!
But right now, guess who's annoying the other one? It's actually Sai. Sai is being an absolute pain to the side of Cohesion, and I'm pretty sure they are feeling it where the sun doesn't shine.
Sun doesn't shine. Okay, I get the reference here, but that kind of gets me out of absolutely nowhere.
He's under the hat. Under the hat.
He's literally inside of the vents. Yes, the sun won't shine there. I completely get you, Universe, but at the same time, I understand the true reference as well to that question. But moving on down from the references, it's just gonna be another round win, I do believe, coming on down from the side of it. So they have the entirety of the A side, sorry, under their control. They have the corners, they have the avenues, and poor old SK Wow, he only just has a classic. I do believe that he. What? Wait.
Hello. Okay, I need to watch that in the replay again. I don't know what exactly Excali was looking at because that was just okay. Yeah, Korn expected for him to go down, but he got 1 kill. But yeah, I just want to have a look what exactly happened because you can see Blackhawk. Yeah,
dude.
look at this. Escape out. He's detected. Excali is just looking. He did not even expect. He's like, nobody's gonna try to cross that. No way. They're gonna get detected by the alarm bot. They're gonna run back. They're scared of it. But SK was just like, hello.
No.
And he walks right in.
SK was literally like, hold my Red Bull. I got you. And hey, ladies and gentlemen, you can get your own can of Red Bull as well by scanning the QR code. That's going to be showing up soon enough when we do head on down over towards the caster test. Remember about that. If you want to be energized like SK Wow here, who can just push through a Killjoy alarm bot and stay and be alive to tell the tale in the following day, you got to get yourself that kind of Red Bull to say the very least. But at the same time, now is where the much more interesting plays are going to happen. SK Wow, he does have the operator in his hand, and he's able to get a lot of value out of that operator. Things are going to be looking up for them, but at the same time, what's the plan here? What do they really want to do? Because Team EXO, once again, they've taken a lot of control for themselves, but at the same time, trying to get that control, they have lost 1 person in the process. Lurker has now been taken down. There is no more smokes to work with, and they're not planning to go in for that revive. The ultimate has been popped though, and a beautiful aftershock coming on down through from the side of Cole, ladies and gentlemen. This is why Breach is just so good. And this is why Killjoy has been nerfed down to the literal depths of hell pretty much. Down towards the back end, those sides just a better offer seemingly. He's gonna be able to take down 1 more. Another pickup's gonna be coming on down as well from the side of Fire. A beautiful swing coming on down from his end. Shots are just not gonna be connecting. Ghosty still has his own revive, so he can easily go in for it on his own accord. Take it down over to a 3 versus 5 situation. They want to go in for this play, but they're in such a bad spot. The Pincer's gonna be coming on down through as well. Nice, Sarah's gonna be going in for a shot. A little bit of a scump spray, but still the kills are gonna be there. Shots are gonna be going in left. Shots are gonna be going in right. Fire's gonna be going for 1. Ghost is gonna be going for 1 himself, but at the very end, SK, wow, risen from the grave himself is gonna be the last person to go in for the kill. But this round in General Universe was so scuffed from the very beginning. Oh my god, what just happened here?
I have no idea, but that mid region was a graveyard.
Here.
Wentz and mid was a graveyard
It was a
where
catastrophe, dude. It was a literal catastrophe.
I mean, you wanna call it catastrophe? Go ahead. You wanna call it a hurricane aftermath? Go ahead. Yeah, earthquake. Yeah, you got anything else? Because I mean, Breach can create an earthquake technically. So
yes, it's a tremor. That's
he's got an aftershock. He's got a fault line which basically does it, and he's got the ultimate. Which can basically shake the earth. So could call it an earthquake. But right now, I think the earthquake has hit Cohesion very heavily because on 9 to 3 half, is against them, and they look like they want to hit mid in this attacking half. And look at that nade, that's gonna hurt him a lot over there, but it doesn't get. He doesn't
Beautiful.
get. SK, wow, dashes through, gets a collateral, and now he's wait, what? Blackhawk. Okay, I just did not see him do that.
Last player standing.
Nothing happened, ladies and gentlemen. We're just gonna move on from that. This
Spike
round,
planted.
let's just say it was a little bit questionable to say the very least, but at the same time, Cone, you absolute beautiful mad dog. That aftershock was very clean, don't you think so?
Yeah, it definitely was clean. And now that there's one, okay, he looks like, oh, what? He had something out in his hand. Oh, flash, okay. Going for it. And he gets a kill. Finally, Cone is living up to his potential as a breach. And he's putting his utilities to very, very good use. And I like this from Cohesion. I want them to give us a bit more of this. And I want them to give EXO a good fight. A fight that I'm pretty sure that they should be remembering. And right now, although they are still 5 rounds up, EXO are still not out of the waters over here, Aggressive, because the buy comes in this round for the side of Cohesion. They should be winning this on paper. I don't know if you can see a Thrifty come in, which I really don't expect. But okay,
What?
one kill.
Really? Did you
He
just
jumped? Yeah, he just.
just doing Excali things, but at the same time, I think that was just a desperation attempt that actually worked out. But at the same time, I'm kind of gonna say that Code is making sad phone noises because at this point, when that does happen to you, especially in a competitive tournament, you're gonna be like, God damn it, did you just do that to me? Did he just bamboozle me and just completely destroy my utter existence in a matter of a second? It's gotta be like, yes, psychic.
If I was at the receiving end of that,
Goodbye monitor. Goodbye monitor. Have to buy a new
no. New monitor, no. I'm just gonna respectfully say some colorful words on the chat, and I am going to just press escape, and I'm gonna look for the surrender button or the quit button, and then I'll join back again. So because I can do the same. So at least I can
look
try.
at the casuals. At least you can try, that is. But I don't think you can, especially when you consider Valorant. You're gonna get a little bit of a ban, but at the same time, we should not do that, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking your monitor is a little bit more of a better process because when you consider the amount of offerings that we have for you from the side of Ultragear, we got you covered for all of your monitor needs if you ever do break one, so don't really worry about that. But at the same time, maybe he's got some other stuff in his computers at the same time. Beautiful shots coming down from him. The dinks are gonna be clean, and this is the EXO. And this time, EXO, they're on the back seat. They don't know what to expect. They don't know what to do because Team Cohesion, finally, they have the mojo back in their favor. SK Wall's going to be able to hit a lot of his shots as well. So with this first initial kill going on down against Psy, they no longer have the flashes that really did terrorize them right at the very beginning when it came down to their own defensive half. And it feels like Split, a map that is notoriously known to be very defender-sided, seemingly has turned into a map which is favoring the attackers for these two teams.
Seems like it.
30
Map
seconds
which is
left.
usually considered defensive in nature
Swarm
is
grenade
giving
out.
the attackers a little bit more of a avenue to work with. Excali, he's right on the other end of that smoke. He walks out. He's probably going to give up his life, but Wimp is holding down his ground.
Oh,
He gets
God.
two.
Down
Excali finds two. And Nike Zera's left all alone to
seconds
wonder
left.
what the hell just happened.
He's like, I just went for a stroll on towards the side of A Heaven. I was gonna go in for a beautiful flank. I'm gonna kill like 2 people while you guys are fighting inside of sight. And then he looks at the kill feed and he's like, oh, I'm all on my own on the side of A Heaven with just my bot to keep me company. Well, I guess it's time to give the side of Team EXO a hug and maybe see if they put me down peacefully, to say the very least.
Yeah. Right now, with that 10-5 scoreline and also having given the side of Cohesion a bit of a troublesome buy, they have control right now, for now. I'm not quite sure how long they can hold it for though. Right now, SK, wow.
Ooh.
The way he's fragging and Excali, the grenade perfectly timed. He expected his dash and threw it deep enough so that he could get that kill. And the man advantage right now with EXO, which has immediately been taken back, as I say about it. Clouda finds a kill towards a main as the remaining two players are making their way towards the same side but through mid vents. They're gonna be looking at one player on the A side, and that's Wimp. He's got his setup ready, and they know that he's around here somewhere. Just don't know where he is. Fired Up falls down, finds himself in the crosshairs of Wimp. And now Wimp, he knows where both these players are. He needs to find an avenue for himself to work with, and he does. Wimp gets another, looking for a third, but he's done just enough. He's left his two teammates, Blackhawk and Sai, two very experienced players to clutch this one out. 2v1 should be a walk in the park for them unless Clouda has something to say. He's got no stars left, he's got no utility left, and he knows he's gonna get fired upon and multiple times at that too. But he still finds that kill onto Sai. This is a 1v1. Clouda and Blackhawk, two very experienced players, but the timing gets the better of Blackhawk, and it's gonna be Clouda. He finds the clutch. 4k for him, and my word, Wimp's efforts have gone down the drain.
That's gonna hurt quite a lot, especially when you consider this is a round that was supposed to be won out by the side of Team EXO if they just played it together, but they gave Clouda the isolated 1v1. No, I have to give credit where credit is due. Clouda played that beautifully. He was able to isolate both of the 1v1s by using his mobility and using his position to the best of its ability, because when you are down towards the side of elbow, there are two specific avenues that you can peek from, but the fact is, them swinging like this was a little bit questionable. At the same time, such a beautiful aftershock once again coming on down from the side of gold, ladies and gentlemen. He's able to set up SQ wow so beautifully, and finally the breach and jet combination is giving dividends here. One by one, they're able to do a lot more. They're able to clear up the entire battlefield, and they're able to do it so beautifully. SK, wow, the daggers are paying dividends as well for him, opening up the entire side for his team. 6 and 10 on the scorecard, soon enough going to a 7 and 10 as well, because at this point it's just Excali and Wim to try and close everything out. There's nothing that they can do here. Excali with the Sheriff, maybe get one kill, but that's a big maybe, because with only a Sheriff, you need to hit that shot perfectly on the head, or maybe one shot on the body if they're super low.
Yeah, maybe he can find another one if Clouda peeks out. Nah, he knows better than to do that. Nexia is going to find the head of Excali as we come to a 7 to 10 scoreline now, ladies and gentlemen. And the one thing about that round is that you can see what the potential of SK Wow is. He's been performing, he's been coming up, he had a slow start, but look at where he is now. 15-14, he's right above there with Fired Up. And he has been getting the kills that they need in terms of a duelist. And he's taking those initial frags pretty well, actually. He's taking the duels, he's not afraid. And they've built up a pretty good economy now. Because look at their side, they've got 5,000, 3,000, 1,000 on each, almost a minimum. But on the other side of things, if EXO lose this, they're going to be in an eco. And they're going to be in a bad eco.
It's a pretty bad position for them, especially when you consider what can go badly wrong for them. The shots are going to be connecting, and so will the Paranoia. They know for a fact that they're all sitting here. They're all going to be stuck. Shots are going to be committing. But Blackhawk, he misses that shot on towards the side of SK. Wow, it feels like Blackhawk was just not ready for it, but still the ultimate is going to be popped. And Excali with a rocket launcher on his shoulder is going to be able to take down Nightera. And with this, the man advantage is now going in the favor of the side of Team EXO, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 3 versus 4 situation, but at the same time, is this actually even a 3 versus 4? Because Cone, he's at 1 HP, and SK, wow, he's literally at half.
Ooh.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, there it is. Spray down comes out at the perfect time. Wimp peeks out and he gets the kills for himself. 11 to 7 now. And it looks like they're not messing around anymore. EXO, they want to shut this one down. They want to make sure that they get this win cleanly. Not to give out too many rounds. I know that I was expecting maybe another 13 to 10, 13 to 11 scoreline to pop up. Like how it was for EXO versus Global Esports. I mean, we could still see that. There is a buy for the side of Cohesion. They could make it 11 to 8 right now, but their utility has been compensated for, has given up the fact that they have half armor on 3 players, and this might just be their last buy if they lose it to until it sets another eco, which is going to be the next round.
let's just see how they're moving themselves up, to say the very least, because like Scally and Sai, they're literally right next to one another, and if they do play their cards properly here, this could just work out beautifully for them. But wow, he just peeks around the corner, just taps Excali into the next dimension. He's like, oh, hello there, Excali. I'm just gonna send you a little bit of a present here in the form of a bullet straight to your forehead. But at the same time, honestly, SK, wow, this guy, he's just not scared to take any of these engagements. Now that he has this confidence up, he's just able to take these engagements. And finally, this is the spicy fight that we were expecting here, Universe. This is the thing that I was trying to tell you about. This is what Team Cohesion can do properly when they have the cards rolling in their favor. This is what they can do, but at the same time, Blackhawk!
What?
Not
Oh
again.
my god. Shooting gallery for Whip, not Blackhawk. Oh my
30 seconds
god.
left.
It looks like the transfer potential shifted from Blackhawk to Wimp in the very last second. Nigzera, he's been found out, but it doesn't even matter. He's looking for the heads. He's been tagged down to 15 HP, and now he needs to wait so that his utilities can come online, but it doesn't even matter because Ghost is around the corner waiting to deny him. No plant even, and match point comes up. But that whiff from Blackhawk, oh my god, he was in such a good position.
Yeah.
Aggressive. You can look at this. He doesn't even get affected by the rolling thunder. He could have probably waited for all four of them to gone past, and a four-man spray down would have come in for him, and Blackhawk would have been. I mean, they would have just been so much for him to talk about after the game, you know. Remember when they did the 4K spray down, man? Nah, it was actually Wimp who did that.
Yeah, I think that Blackhawk was like, no. This was the conversation.
This
was
is for
like,
Wimp.
Universe. No.
This is for Wimp.
No. This is how the conversation was. Wimp is like, yo, Blackhawk, I need some kills, man. I want to get on the top of the board. I know for a fact that you're already on the second spot. You're already taking the top end. Let me get a couple of kills. And Blackhawk is like, all right, fine. All right, fine. Don't really worry about it. I know for a fact that you're the player on the player spotlight. You want to show off a little bit more to your fans. I'm gonna get like one kill. I'm gonna systematically fail my spray so I don't get all the kills, and then you're gonna be the one to come on down in and become the hero. I know for a fact I ruined it for Wimp by saying all of these highlight reels are not gonna be as potent anymore. But at the same time, Blackhawk is such a good sportsman. You can always rely on him to look out for the team. He's always there, giving up frags and setting up your teammates for frags as well. That's the type of player that I want to have on my team as well, man.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. And now in this last round over here, EXO trying to hold off a very aggressive cohesion push from the mid, right? There is the ultimate from Sai active, but
30
it's not going to
seconds
affect
left.
anybody from the side of Cohesion. Wimp is the only one holding out over here on the B side. He's got Blackhawk to his support and looks like it might just be it. Ghost finds one and it's going to be the end.
Defenders win.
Ladies and gentlemen, XO pull out map number 1 pretty comfortably at the end. They might have given away a few rounds in the beginning, but aggressive. They held on in the end, and they didn't even need support from Sai towards that last few bits. This bit right here, a beautiful hold by both of these players, man. Wimp and Ghost just tore through completely what Cohesion were trying to do. And I mean, this is what we expected from EXO. This is what we thought would happen. I really thought Cohesion would step it up a little bit more, and I told that also, you know, that if there is a map that Cohesion can win and must win, it had to be Split.
Yeah.
And now they've lost it, and they've lost it 13-7, which could have been worse actually. But I'm not quite confident about how they're going to be tackling Icebox.
Icebox is going to be an interesting affair, to say the very least. But at the same time, let's head on down over towards the match highlights, ladies and gentlemen, and see exactly what we could expect coming on down through from a bird's eye view to try and break everything down from start to finish. And I honestly do believe that the side of Team Cohesion, they took way too long to get the gears turning in their favors. The aim was there, everything was present, but where was the team play and coordination coming on down through from Cone when it came down to the defensive side? It felt as though he was completely lost with the breach when it came down to the defense. And then he just turned a switch and he's like, oh, I know exactly what I need to do here when it comes down to the side of attack. But Breach is such a good character on defense as well that you would have expected that Cone would be the one to stop a lot of these aggressive pushes from the side of Team EXO. And the fact is, they had such a strong lead right off the get-go when the side swap happened. it's one of the main reasons why Team Cohesion lost. If it was maybe a 7-5 or maybe a 6-6 scoreline, I honestly do believe that Team Cohesion, they had the best possible chance of winning this one out.
Yeah, they have done a pretty good job, EXO. They have established the fact that, you know what, guys, we are in the driver's seat. We are the ones who are going to be dictating the pace of this game. And they did pretty much throughout the game. They never gave up their lead. And they had a very solid play, I feel, except for sometimes I felt that Blackhawk kind of lost his grip on the trigger. And in the beginning, he was there for a bit, and then after that, he came up towards the top of the board. And then in the last hour, we saw that small little whiff. He still, I mean, if he had not managed to get even one kill there, I think that would have been a very, very embarrassing highlight reel, but a highlight reel nonetheless. But he still got one, so. And he enabled Wimp to get a 3K. So, yeah, pretty much okay. A good map for the side of EXO, given the things of their scorecard as well, because everyone on the side of EXO performed today. 20 kills for Wimp, 16 for Blackhawk, 14 for Excali, 15 for Sai, and 15 for Ghost. So there was nobody who, did not show up today. Everybody from the side of EXO was feeling it. They did a pretty good job. They had everybody across the place doing wondrous things. And Wimp, as our, spotlight today, has the player spotlight for today. And he shone brightly under it.
Yeah, when he was able to perform to the best of his abilities, a little bit of a scripted event coming on down through from the side of Blackhawk in the process as well. But hey, no worries. Wimp, he's got you covered, and he's not going to be the one to let you down for even a matter of a second. And that's why we call him to be one of the best anchors of our entire region, because he knows how to anchor, he knows how to initiate, he just knows how to do pretty much everything. And having that type of well-rounded player on your squad just switches up the entire dynamic moving on down the line. But at the same time, Team Cohesion, in a way, I do believe that they have the capabilities of winning out on the map of Icebox if they're just able to make these plays happen a lot more consistently. The consistency factor was just not there. Sometimes they were playing it so beautifully. Sometimes they were just not clearing a lot of the corners that you would expect them to clear. And in a way, that's what's really hurting them. And hopefully all of these changes moving on down over onto map number 2, ladies and gentlemen, because now it's their do or die. They already lost out on map number 1, a map where they had the best possible chance of winning. But when it comes down to Icebox, yes, you can say that it's their home map, but at the same time, we know what Team EXO are capable of when it comes down to that map in particular, especially when it comes down to their Viper plays from Wimp. He is one of those Viper players, like it's either Wimp or Blackhawk coming on down from time to time when it comes down to the controller on that map in particular. So let's see who's going to be playing, because both of these players have different dynamics of how they approach a lot of these different engagements. And it's up to Wimp to give the calls as the IGL of being like, hey, we want to hit here, place the walls here, place the walls here. Or maybe if Wimp is playing by himself and he's the IGL and he's also the Viper, he sets up walls that are very different moving on down the line. So all of these factors are going to be coming into play as well, ladies and gentlemen, for the side of Team EXO on that map in particular. That's why I would say the Team Cohesion, they're going to be in for a pretty rough time, but at the same time, I do believe that they're going to be able to do a lot. And as we are going to be setting up map number 2, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that you should be scanning that QR code down below here and get yourself a can of Red Bull, get yourself energized. And if you want to play like SKY, just pushing through an alarm bot and getting 2 kills in the process in some way, shape, or form. And if you want Excali to look in the other direction because of the Red Bull can that you're holding, get it, scan that QR code. A lot of different flavors for you to catch up on as you are waiting for the games to start on up. But for now, we're going to be heading on down over into a short break, and we'll be back with the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 2, powered by W Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. We'll catch you in just a little. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, after the short break with the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WWE Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. As you can see, the QR code's right over there. Get yourself a can of Red Bull already to get yourself energized, because I already had my can. I'm a little bit too hyped, and if I have another can, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pass out just like Quaid, or I could just get overly hyper and probably just stay up the entire night moving on down the line. So let's head on down over to the map view screen, ladies and gentlemen, because now, as we are pumped up, as we are energized, let's talk about the map of Icebox in particular here, Chris, because Icebox be a map you would expect to go in the favor of the side of Team EXO, but at the same time, this is a map that was picked up by Team Cohesion. And when you consider their progress in the side of Season 1, this is a map where they have won out against a lot of the other top dog teams, but will they be able to do the same here is going to be the real question, because with Clouda now being the person being in their roster, they have a lot more firepower, but at the same time, I don't believe that the firepower is being used properly.
I mean, I want to say that, Cohesion will have a chance on Icebox just because of the invariability of this map. It's big. It's the mid region is one of the most important regions. It's probably the most important region in this map. You have control of mid. You have control of pretty much every single rotation that goes back and forth. You have control of information. You basically have you if you have a Sova, which I should expect, going to enable you to play around anywhere if you have him. Whether it's A, B, it's just very important that you have an agent like Sova. Sky for sure, yeah, could be an agent that maybe on Icebox could be useful, but I think Sova is is the most viable initiator. If not in this map, I would say Sova is probably the most viable initiator in the game. And Icebox is just a map where on attack you have a lot of different kinds of ways you can exploit a site. But hey, we're gonna talk about all of how they exploit it as the side of Cohesion is on attack, and we're gonna see what they're gonna be selecting against X. So here's the agent selection, guys. Nixera and Excali have gone in for the Killjoy. We've seen Excali play Killjoy before, and
Excali and KD, yeah.
Yeah, he's played it before, so pretty much not a surprise over there. Fired Up has gone for the Viper, which is again what they do. They shift up things on Icebox. Pretty much every team has done that, right? They try to shift up things on Icebox. They put up somebody in a role where they can try to put in a different role basically, because usually it's a single duelist meta over here, and you can see it's the same lineup on both sides. It's the exact same lineup. You've got a Viper, you've got a Sova, you've got a Killjoy, you've got a Sage, and you got a Jet. So we're gonna have to see what exactly is gonna be the difference maker between these two teams, because right now we've got Cohesion on the attack, and they are the ones who are gonna have to take the first step. EXO are gonna let them actually, because you know what, guys, we've got a map. We don't care. You take your step. We're gonna defend you. We're gonna take our time to read you. And EXO, honestly, I don't think they need to have any hurry. They should take this a little bit more strategically, not get into situations where they might find themselves off guard, or be a little too overly ambitious. Just play as they have played the first map, and they're going to be absolutely fine. As well as for Cohesion, I think this is the time where they need to experiment something new, something that EXO won't expect. Throw in a very fast aggressive push, throw in I don't know, the craziest strat that all 5 run together, sell a 4-man fake so that the 1-man can go plant on the other side. The stuff that we used to do when we were playing way back when. But yeah, all that's for strats. Let's go into game, ladies and gentlemen, as the game has begun. And EXO are looking at a very fast B push coming from Cohesion over here, aggressive, and they're not backing down.
And they're going in a little bit too fast for comfort because with this speed, this could go horribly wrong and this could just go horribly right as well. See what happens here, but there's gonna be no in between. A beautiful nanoswarm coming on down through from the side. The killjoy, that's gonna give them a lot to work with. And Excali, he's just playing mind games right now. Cloud, he can't even go in for this plan, and Excali's just chilling. He's like, yeah, try to go in for this plant, but I don't really care. I'm gonna swipe away at this wall, and I'm gonna make sure you're not gonna be able to touch this plant for even a second. That's gonna be a massive wraparound rotation from them if they really do want to go for it. But instead, they just want to go in for that push. SK while holding it down from the back of the yellow container, does get dinged into the next dimension. Goes with a beautiful shot coming on down from him. But still, you can easily go in for another engagement. You can easily go in for another fight. A little bit of an interesting crosshair there goes. I kind of like it, but at the same time, I'm very unsure about how to exactly make it. But here is where the side of both of these teams are going to slow it down. But with only 30 seconds left on the clock, they don't
30
really
seconds
have
left.
a lot more to work with. And Team EXO, they're just chilling. They know for a fact if they just hold out their corners, they win here. They need to be the ones to try and go in for this engagement. They are going to be the ones to try and go in for this fight. And they're trying to play inside of the Viper's orbs. Ladies and gentlemen, they could just deny a plan. But oh no, Excali's gonna be good for one kill. Excali's gonna be good for two. If he's just able to find one more for himself, things are just gonna be looking out for him. It is gonna be a pretty bad situation. Lakhs gonna be good for one more as well. It's heading on down over to a 1 versus 1 situation, but it's still not a favorable 1v1. They don't know where to look. They don't know where to expect. It's gonna be Cone versus Blackhawk. Heal is gonna be going on as well. Blackhawk swings around the corner. He tries to go in for the jiggle shot. The jiggle shot's not gonna be working, but Blackhawk with a classic right clicks is just a little bit too good for Cone to handle. And ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be an intense 1v1 right at the very end there. The round started up so beautifully. It started up really fast. Things slowed down very well as well in the middle. But right at the very end, Universe, what just happened? It went from a 5v5 to a 1v1 in a matter of like, what, 15, 20 seconds?
Yeah, that was so chaotic. It just went back and forth and back and forth. I really thought EXO had it, but Cohesion somehow got the kills. In the end, Blackhawk, he did clutch it out, and that was a little bit too close for comfort even there, because both the players were very low on HP, and could have gone either way, to be honest. But hey, EXO pulled it out, and this could be our opportunity for the side of Cohesion to force in. They choose against it, and that is actually pretty wise given the fact that they will have a complete kitted buy in the next round. Let's just see how many kills they get this one.
What? SK?
Okay, SK, wow, again, he's going to...
He just W keys everything, man.
W
One
key
enemy remaining.
indeed. He just ran. He did not care, man. Did you see that? I want to see that in replay. Hold on. I
He's
just
like,
need to see.
YOLO!
I just
No,
want to
dude.
see.
Yeah, dude. He's like literally YOLO mode, man.
He's like, YOLO.
That's just an incredible showing of confidence from his end, though, not gonna lie.
I mean, imagine, okay, you're playing in a ranked game and you just have a classic and the opponent's got good weapons and you're just running through straight into the A side like YOLO.
I think that now we know how Universe is playing. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever have Universe in your rank days, make sure to dodge the game immediately because you don't want to play with this guy.
Okay. All right. I mean, I know I'm an enthusiastic person. Okay, I hype up my teammates.
Exactly, you're a caster. You hype up your teammates from the back end. You're literally sitting in spawn watching the entire game and casting your team while they run on down forward. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, we need to get back to casting the game because it's gonna be SK. Wow, getting that first initial kill. Nightzera gets another one for himself. Nightzera gets two. He's opening things up for his entire team. Cloud is gonna be able to shut down Wimp as well. And now, poor old Blackhawk versus the entire world. What do you do here, Universe? Not really much. Not much.
You know what I
content.
would do? You know what I would do?
That's the from the back row?
no. Whoa, okay. See, what I would do in such a situation, when you've got 5 players against you and there's pretty much no hope to win, I would go in front of them, throw my weapons and start crouching up and down. Like, it's a peace offering.
It's a peace offering when they... Okay. It's a peace offering when they don't have any weapons and they're about to win a thrifty. But if they have rifles and you have a Spectre, what are you actually offering? Your life? Are you a sacrifice to the gods at this point?
Yeah. I mean, sacrifice for a better round, I would say.
Yes, sacrifice for a better round. Perfectly put, but at the same time goes... Beautiful shot. No words, just beautiful shot.
Beautiful shot indeed. And now Cohesion have lost a man pretty early on in the round. And that too, the man who is the spearhead. And no more SK WoW means a little bit less aggression. And that means EXO have avenues to work with. Wim finds one, and Cohesion are falling apart slowly. They've been completely split across. There's only one player towards B, while the remaining two are trying to fake it towards... Sorry, there's one player towards B trying to fake it, while the remaining two walk towards A. There is Blackhawk in a very good position to deny this. If they check it though, which they might. Oh, Blackhawk! Timing gets the better of him. Clouda finds the kill, and now they're rotating back, and they're bamboozling the side of EXO. And Clouda finds even Wimp towards mid. This is becoming doable. If Fired Up finds the kill on the Ghost, it pretty much is around for Cohesion. Clouda even revives Esquiva. Oh my god, I don't know how, but Cohesion have pulled this back from the depths of hell.
30 seconds.
I have no idea how Team Cohesion are pulling this off from time to time, but at the same time, Ghost Team nearly brought the entire round back in their favor with a beautiful spang from that Vandal. Maybe they're gonna be able to find something, because you do need to remember, even though this is a 3 versus 4 situation, this 3 versus 4 situation is very much doable. Shotguns are gonna be waiting on in, but one person is trying to play in for those lineups, and those lineups could just be the make it or break it for them. It's gonna be Sai being able to get that first initial kill at the bare minimum. The lineups are gonna be coming on down through as well. Ghost is gonna be going in for those stabs. Ghost is gonna be trying to go in for the shots, but this timing is just not gonna be there. They need to go in for this fast. They need to go in for this hard. One more player remaining. They need to go in for that swing. They're gonna be the ones to fight it all. And Excali, he's the one to shut everything down. Fire Up. He went in for the lineup, but everyone backed up a little bit too much. The person towards the side of yellow just needed to get one kill, but the one kill was just not there, and there was no real backup to go in and trade that kill when it did happen. Everything just fell apart in a matter of seconds. Team Cohesion, they had all the advantages, but right at the very end, it just all went haywire.
Ooh, that round was in EXO's hand, and then EXO went and placed it in front of Cohesion's foot and said, we don't want it. And then Cohesion kicked it back saying, no, we don't want it either. And EXO was like, okay, fine, we'll take it. And they took it. And the third round came in. And the Cohesion, they are now feeling the heat over here. Sai again takes down SKWoW. Another time that the guy who's supposed to be their way into the site has gone down, and he gets a little bit more information. Cone has spotted out. They know that there's players all across this A site, and EXO are doing nothing but wait, and they need not do anything else either. And aggressive, I really don't understand what exactly Cohesion are thinking at this point, but whatever they're thinking, it definitely should not include these 1v1 fights that they're giving away so easily.
Yeah, they're trying to take these fights a little bit too out in the open, and even though they are taking these fights, they're not really playing together as a complete unit, trying to go in for trades. And these type of no-trade playstyles, it's really hurting them now. It's going to be the side of Team EXO making the same mistake. It's going to be Excali getting taken out as he tries to peek out for a little bit of information. He had the turret, he could have used that instead, but at the same time, he did not have to go in for it. But now, it's going to be a fast push coming on down through from the back, and Blackout's going to be good for 2. And now, it's just Fired Up versus the entire world. It's gonna be Cone being good for 1. Down from the back end. Wimp though, he's holding it down so beautifully. But the shock dart! What was that shock dart, Cone? That
I have
bounce
no idea.
was so beautiful. You just don't do that. You just don't get away with something like that now, do
10
you?
seconds left.
Wimp is gonna be the one. He can easily swing the corner. He can easily get this kill and Fired Up. He's like, oh no, Ghost is probably right behind you. I need to look back. Just as he looked back, Wimp is like, oh, did you forget about me? I'm also here. I'm your twin sister. I know exactly.
Ooh, that was another slow round, which was played pretty well, to be honest. EXO had the advantage, but again, aggressive. Did you notice that once they get the round advantage, EXO, and things slow down, Cohesion don't really do too much, right? They stop. They completely, let the water calm down to the point where you can see your own reflection like it's a mirror. They let the round calm down till that point, and then EXO actually make a few mistakes. They give away 2-3 kills, and I don't think that should be happening, because if they can't handle the slow pace of a game, then it's gonna cause them a lot of problems. Right now, Sai is the only one who got a kill for the side of EXO. Cohesion have found the B side on the backs of an escape out and Xera, and unfortunately, the right click is never as reliable as it seems. The Hunter's Fury is going to clear out this lockdown and also the players on the side. No plant gone down. XO even have a revive available if needed. And they are going to be very comfortable with the position they're in because all three players from the side of Cohesion are on this side. And Sai is going to be spotting out at least one of them. Yeah, he knows one. He's not yet cleared yellow. And he's actually called in for the rotation towards A. That recon is actually going to give him a lot of information. One more player. He knows that there's two over here. And he's called his teammates to come and help him out. Nixera looking in the right direction. He shoots down that Killjoy turret. Sai still looking in the right direction. He's now got a kill. Finally, he gets one. His patience being rewarded. Excali gets one kill as well. Again, this dynamic duo has been left to do it all. Fired up, gets through that wall. But Excali is not going to let Sai die. He's going to let him cross the wall, Sai, by giving out that reload bait sound so that Excali can be given the credit of saving his teammate.
Yeah, Excali playing that round so beautifully for his buddy. He's gonna be able to find that all out, but once again, like it feels as though Team Cohesion, they have the advantage. They're gonna be the ones to take the first initial kills. They're gonna be the ones to go in for the trades. They have position control as well, but what happens when it comes down to the execution? They try to go in for a plan. They don't clear out their avenues, and they're being taken down from angles that they're trying to fight. You should be a lot more careful. Where is the push coming on down through from your teammates when the Viper wall is up? When the Viper wall is up, no one's really going forward. No one's really trying to get a little bit of information for themselves, and that's what's hurting them so much over and over and over again. And this should not be happening here, ladies and gentlemen. But at the same time, EXO, they're in a pretty good spot. Sai's probably going to be able to take down one player at the bare minimum. Cloud is going to be good for one. Cloud gets taken down towards the back end as well. Excali's lockdown has been popped, and all the members inside of the B side, they need to move themselves back out of here. SK, while he's trying to play a dangerous game here against Sai. This is such a bad position, but still he's going to be able to get himself back out of it. Blackhawk's going to be good for one kill, but he does get traded out on towards the back end, and they are going to make their way down towards the in. This Viper's been coming on down as well. Side, he does have a recon though, and with this recon boost, he should be able to find something. Throws it on the other side, a little bit questionable, but at the same time, Excali, he's gonna go for one. Spots out the Viper as well and fired up. He had no idea what to expect here. But look at where Code is. I think I spoke a little bit too soon.
Look at where Cone is. He's probably lying in his grave right now. And Sai dug it for him. He said, hop in there. Go on. There's this one's mine for the
taking. It'll be fine. It's good for you.
Yeah, yeah. It's good for you. It's got some goodies. You know, like the Riva kill animation.
And also a Red Bull tank maybe inside of that Brave.
A WD Black SSD card maybe?
An AMD Ryzen processor that I need desperately.
Hmm.
And hey, if you want to visit that grave, ladies and gentlemen, the links are down below in the description.
It's not a grave though. It's a beautiful place. It's heaven.
Yeah, it's pretty much it's heaven. It's a gateway to heaven. The grave is gateway.
Yeah, it definitely is. Oh wait, the shock dart looks interesting. Nobody to receive it. Nobody to receive it. Oh, they were actually aware of it. Cone didn't peek out, and that wall comes in from Blackhawk, and Ghost is in a good position actually. He sees two, and he might just find one. No, SK wow pops his head straight out, and Blackhawk is gonna get hit by that tagging dart. Clouda finds Wimp towards A, and both the sides are actually a little vulnerable. A more so than B because A has been taken control of, and there's a rotation being called in over here. Aggressive. They're hesitant to move in. They're looking at mid because they expect somebody to be there. They expect somebody to just, you know, somebody to be holding them off, but nobody actually is. And Sai, he's gonna be have to holding down the kitchen area and the tube. Maybe walk down to find a kill onto SK Wow. Or maybe like fired up. Yes, he will. Fired up goes down. And the plant goes down. And now in a 3v4, a retake is possible if they try to revive somebody. But I'm not quite sure that Blackhawk can afford to revive Wimp over there. He is in a very, very precarious position.
Now the real question is, how do they really want to move it down forward? Do they go left? Do they go right? This engagement needs to be very clean, and this retake needs to be happening a lot more earlier. But at the same time, Clouda, he's gonna get popped. He's gonna pop the head of Blackhawk down towards the back end side. It's not gonna be good for much more than one though. He's gonna be able to take down SK Wow, but at the same time, he's just all on his own. So what can he do here? Maybe he can go in for a little bit of a peek for himself. Maybe he can just swing around the corner. Maybe find that first initial peek. But Cone's gonna be the one to go in for that wide swing and take down Excalibur, who was just not expecting that peek. And Cone barely survives it. He knows his angles, he knows his timings. He's gonna be able to save his gun in the process as well.
Ooh, okay. EXO, they have given away one round, but I think they're gonna be okay with it. It's pretty much standard issue at this point that, you know, if you're given away, if you have got such a lead, at some point you're gonna feel a little vulnerable. And it's okay to do now because EXO have pretty much the half at least to a 6-6 scoreline. I don't think that's gonna happen though. They have got what they need to win this one out. And Wimp is just gonna add on to that utility. Throws in that Viper Spit, allows Ghost to return to another position, and he's got A completely covered. He knows that nobody's gonna come over here, and look at that setup on B from EXO. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Unless, wait, they're going back aggressive. They're going all the way back. They look like they want to push into this Viper Spit, and that could be a little bit dangerous. I would say more dangerous for EXO than for the side of Cohesion, because if they find Wimp, that is a completely open site up for grabs. And no revive will be possible either.
Thing is, Wimp is a very, very slippery player. If he plays his cards properly, he can easily take down his opposition. But the thing is, no noise is being made down this A side, so Whip is kind of scared. He doesn't know if there's a person mid. He doesn't know if there's a person on the ropes. He has no idea what is happening, but I do believe that he now knows with all of these gunshots coming on down through, ladies and gentlemen, from the side of Team Cohesion. And with only 30 seconds left on the clock, they need to commit. And you know, Universe, how much I hate this 30-second timer. One person just crosses the zip line like Tarzan. Almost immediately, the drop is already there. Cloud doesn't know what to expect. One on the left, one on the right. Where do you go? Where do you hide? Now it's going to be the real question. Excali's going to be good for 2 kills. Cone's going to be able to take down one more for himself as well, being able to take out Ghost. And with this, they're just swinging around multiple different corners, and Excali's just having to feel they one by one, they're popping into his crosshairs, and one by one, he's trying to go in for these kills. Fired up versus the entire world in 1 versus 3, but at the same time, Blackhawk's wide swing was just a little bit too much for Fired Up to handle. 6-2 on the scorecards, heading on down over to a 7-2. And this round, in a way, I kind of understood what they were trying to do here, Universe, but at the same time, pushing into a Viper Spit like that, this late into the round without any form of presence down towards the B side, what were they planning?
I don't know, actually. To be very honest, this is an approach that I think, you know what, I would honestly say it's an approach that people should be willing to take, but not like they did right now. Not with silent footing. You have silent footing until the very end, but imagine, just imagine, if all 5 of them waited outside and they blast into that Viper Spit together. Okay? Wimp could have at most got 1, maybe 2. But they would have traded out and got an empty site for themselves, right? And that's something that Cohesion should have at least tried to do. But they went in 1 by 1. They gave away kills. They gave away map control. They took damage from the Viper Spit and they just lost out. And now they're trying to hit B, where Wimp is waiting this side now. He's shifted up and SKW knows exactly where he is. He's seen that Snakebite come in. He wants to go on the other side of the wall. He's being a little hesitant about it because he knows there might be more players. The spike is also not being to let plant yet. Excali. Oh, he eats one to the head. Precision to the very point by SK Wow. But he eats one back in return. Ghost finds a shock dart coming in his direction. Wimp with a 3K. And he's done enough for side to clean up. As EXO put up 8 on the board. Aggressive. As good as that first kill was, I mean, Wimp was just as on fire, right? I mean, I would just say
Wimp is
like,
always on fire.
Yeah, you know what? I would love to see in you know, it's a Viper's orb, the poison orb.
Yeah.
You know, I love it that it looks like a green flame. You know, I love.
Okay, new Viper skin coming out. Those are the speculations.
A green flame. Yeah, it looks so beautiful, like a neon green flame, right? Like her wall, but like a little bit more neon, and like, you know, It looks so cool.
When you consider consider that the textures for both the Viper wall and also the Phoenix Flame wall are the same.
That is
Both of them have
almost,
textures.
not exactly, but almost.
Like same texture profile, just a different color.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. But right now, the texture oh wait, look at the corner. Exactly for the right time. There's no way. There's no way that the timers have matched. Guys, you are witnessing history, if not anything. Look at that. There's no way that just happened. There's no way. Get out of here. Get out of here. No way. There's no way. I don't even know. Somebody clip that and keep it, because I don't think that's ever gonna happen in a professional match. Ever. It was down to the T. But right now, let's talk about that later, because we got Team Cohesion with the advantage of men, and with the spike also down. And Ghost, he's hungry for kills. He's been quiet so far. He needs a little bit more of action-worthy share. No, he's not gonna get anything. And Excali's gonna find SK Wow though. And the spike has been tapped down. Wimp finds Cloud. Here comes the Hunter's Fury.
Oh, no.
It actually hits a person, and it's gonna be Blackhawk. And there's a lot of fights going on back and forth. Last man left is Excali. He's got the potential to clutch this one out, but time's gone far too much for him to try and get this one. Maybe exit frags. Yes, he will. He's gonna die out of the spike. He's gonna just put himself on top of it, and he's gonna get himself to die. Okay. But, okay. Aggressive. I know the sound was pretty up and down. Yeah, it was whatever. What the hell was that lockdown? Are they on TeamSpeak? Are these teams on TeamSpeak? Did they talk it out together? What in the world was that?
No. You know the saying that great minds think alike? Excali and Nightera, they're on that same wavelength. They were both like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be coming on this side. I know for a fact we need to execute here. Exact time lockdown.
Literally, not even a millisecond apart it was. It was literally the same time.
The thing is, even if they were on TeamSpeak, man, pulling off something like this down to the T is impossible unless you're both on the same wavelengths. We know for a fact that Nightera and Excali have to be best friends after a point.
Yeah. Here's another Viper Spit, by the way. Wimp, again up to his no good tactics. And he looks like he wants some more kills this time inside it. But this time he's not going to get it. Nightera and SK Wow make short work of them. And this is what I wanted to see from Cohesion. This is the kind of teamwork that they should be putting up. And oh, look at that one! Beautiful teamwork of the utility. He has done so well. And EXO pulled this out of the depths of hell, out of nowhere. What the hell? Fired up and Cloud up, pull it back again in their favor. And there's one kill that might just go in the favor. There's another. Third tap, no. Oh my god.
You nearly got it.
I think I need a Xanax.
Switching sides.
I think I need a Xanax.
For a headache at this point, or because of...
I don't know.
Like, what was this round, dude? I honestly believe that the side of EXO could have
What is this game?
No. Going past that, I honestly thought that EXO could have pulled this off. This was the round for Team Cohesion to win. Then suddenly they started being overly aggressive for no apparent reason. They got shut down by the two of the players. And then there was another mistake coming on down through from the side of Excali. He started getting a little bit too over aggressive and he gave his life away to two players. He got traded out. And then Sai just kept on standing there and trying to take a fight against Fired Up. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong in this round, and everything that could have gone right went right in this round as well. And right at the very end, it was just that one small mistake that costed all of it. If Excali just stayed on back, I believe that this would have been a completely different engagement entirely, but at the same time, hey, an 8-4 scoreline, I think that both of these teams that can be proud of that. EXO just a little bit more because now they have the advantage of 4 rounds, and when you consider that being a really good side for their Icebox defensive half, it's not too bad to say the very least, but still. Here comes all the damage, here comes all the util! Oh, that's a confidence and a half. That's a confidence and a half.
Yeah. Right now, Cohesion have already lost a man. They look like they might lose one more. A lot of utility being thrown both ways. But it's gonna be Nightera to find the first kill on towards the side of EXO. It's Blackhawk who's lost his life. And look at where Excali is. Ghost gets one. Ghost gets 3. Excali gets the last. And EXO have played this to absolute perfection.
Yeah, that's the Team EXO for you, ladies and gentlemen. They are just so cool. They're just so smart when you give them the chance to flex their muscles just a little bit more. And honestly, Blackhawk, he was in a very precarious situation. It's kind of comical to say the very least as well. Like Zero just swings around the corner, spots out Blackhawk, and he's like, "Oh, I see a wild sage in this corner. Should I kill him or should I not?" And Blackhawk is like, "Please don't. I'm in danger sitting in this corner." But moving on down the line, ladies and gentlemen, 9-4 on the scorecards. In a way, yeah, this is actually quite decent. But with double digits now possibly coming on the cards for the Santa Team EXO if they win here on the Santa Eco, let's just see what they do. But oh no, Blackhawk! It just doesn't
Spike
expect it.
down.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, they're giving away a spike. Oh, Excali. He retrieves the situation into his own hands. Sai finds another. And Excali eats a couple of bullets. Tries to run away. Making little bit of whatever life he's got left. And he actually gets a third. Okay, Cone. I know that's a little bit ambitious. I know he was trying to pull a page out of SK Wow's book. Fired up. Goes down as to Sai's Spectre. But I wanted to see SK Wow going for another YOLO run, man. Can we see another SK Wow YOLO run? Come on.
I think he only does that on the attacking side.
Nah, I mean, eco rounds on defense is fine. Like, you know, just like, oh, you guys are on attack. You guys are coming into A. No, I'm coming to you. YOLO.
My God, like I
My
think that we
neighbors
already.
are probably gonna kill me.
Yeah, I think that the chat wants to kill you as well because a little bit too much YOLO in the process could just, you know, end the chat's ears from the background and make them die of a little bit of cringe. I know for a fact that you love your YOLO plays, and this is why I'm not gonna play with you ever again. Like, I'm not gonna play with you at all if we go into rank because I feel as though after watching what SK Wow did, you're not only gonna do it on the anti-ecos or the eco
come
rounds, you're also gonna
on.
do it. You're also gonna do it on the buy rounds.
No,
I know
I'm
you,
not.
Universe.
I just do it on the only just the buy rounds, nothing else.
Yeah, only just the buy rounds, my man. Surely.
Right now, there is a buy round that's coming for Cohesion. They're looking to get kills. The plant has gone down successfully though, and he gets away with a whisker, Blackhawk. So a wimp, sorry. And Blackhawk has found one kill actually. Cone's gone down. And they're falling apart. Excali, he gets a kill.
What?
Wimp also finds one. What is happening? Cohesion are falling apart so very quickly. And now it's just fired up, left all alone. He finds Blackhawk's kill, but I don't think he's gonna find the rest because Excali's on top of him. And he finds his head. And this is EXO winning out the bonus in stylish fashion. They've picked up weapons as well. Aggressive. Do you think it's all over?
It all really does depend if they're actually going to be able to do something with the buys that they're going to be able to get. The thing is, when you're on the defensive side and you lose out on the 10th round and you're being forced onto the 11th, you're not really going to have a lot of money. But when you're on the attacking side and you're being forced onto the 11th, if you get the spike plant down on the 10th, at the bare minimum, you're going to be able to go in for a little bit of a proper force buy that gives you a chance to bring it back in your favor. But now that you're on the defensive end, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to say the very least. Ghost does get a little bit of a love tap, but at the same time, that love tap just tags him down to very low levels of HP. XK, wow, he's going to be the difference maker. Ladies and gentlemen, XK, wow, just nearly pulled off an impossible play. And Blackhawk, don't tell me this is the crosshair you're going to end this. Just don't. Please.
That
no.
is what's wrong with the crosshair? So it's a beautiful crosshair. It's a beautiful crosshair. All you need. Hey, we saw Rafa earlier having a smile crosshair. He had a smiley for his crosshair, man. Really, you want to talk about this one? But right now, we got to talk about what Excali is doing. He's got a kill. Ghost has got one. Last man standing is Nike. He finds one kill, but Excali blows his head away again. And I just want to have a look at the scoreboard, honestly. Yeah, as soon as this goes down, look at that. 28-6. He is a sentinel. But he still has got duelist blood running in his nerves.
Yeah, he has duelist blood in his veins, my man. Like, this guy is a literal truck when it comes down to hitting players with his bullets. He's playing it really well as well because when you consider like Excali's not really pushing up that much, he's just chilling, he's just vibing, and he's using his utility very beautifully to try and take a lot of these different engagements. He's is like that literal anger, but at the
Blackhawk.
same time, Cloud wanted to go for an incredible push, but he's just not going to be able to find it. Instead, it's going to be SK Wow getting a beautiful spray control kill down onto one. Blackhawk gets hanging out as well, but SK Wow, he's going in for his YOLO mode. He wants to go in for that fight. He's going to be good for one, but he immediately gets straightened out by goes on towards the back end, who dashes out almost immediately. Wants out another player. He's just not going to be able to find it. Not just yet. Ghost doesn't have a dash, so he can't go in for this engagement. But Whip, he's going to be able to thread the needle so beautifully, taking out Code, and then just making the push happen. There's nothing that they can do here, ladies and gentlemen. 12-4 on the scorecards, and they have the plan for themselves and the entire sides to their name as well. A lot of free real estate and nothing really to worry about, and up in the hand of Fired Up, but that's pretty much it. What do they do here? Night Zera, if he's just able to get one more kill for himself, maybe things are going to be looking up, but with Excali taking a backseat and the defensive kills, the lockdown also coming on down through here, ladies and gentlemen. This could be what they need to switch everything up. This could be what they need to try and bring things back in their favor. This one lockdown could give them that opportunity to switch up everything and bring it back onto their end. But at the same time, it's just going to be so difficult to say the very least, because that plant is in such a bad spot. Wim's going to be good for one, but at the same time, it's just not going to be good enough. Right at the very end, Team Cohesion, they fall flat on their faces. And with a 13-4 scoreline to end everything off as well here, Universe. I don't know, man. This round could have just gone so beautifully. SK Wow nearly pulled off a miracle, but that miracle was just a little bit too little short-lived.
Yeah, it was a little too short-lived, but I think what we saw was a domination from the side of EXO. Absolute beastful domination. It's just like they held them down by their throats and said, "You're not getting up again." And it's moments like these when it's easy for you to feel vulnerable, and I think Cohesion are feeling that right now, because it's just hard to deal with something like this, especially when you have been a team that has played well in the past. You have done a lot of things differently. You have done stuff that's works out for you. You've tried to give head-to-head competition to many teams in the top tier, but hey, if it's just not going to work out for you, there's nothing you can do. And let's have a look at the match highlights, because it's pretty much what we saw from the side of EXO, or would you want me to say Excali and Sai, because I think combined they had what, 40, 50 kills together? Was it 50? Or 45, I think. Almost 45. 46. More than that, maybe. I don't know. Whatever they had, they
Yeah,
had
46.
46 kills, just the both of them.
Yeah, and if you combine the other three players together, they only had what, 32?
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, Sai and Excali just absolutely demolished everyone on this server. They were having a field day. They were just having a lot of fun. They were able to get a lot of the kills that you would have been expecting them to get here. Team Cohesion, though, on the other side, yes, they were able to pull off a couple of heroic plays. Yes, they were able to take a lot of those different engagements. But honestly speaking, Universe, they lost out way too many fights when they had the man advantage. Like, I don't really understand. It feels as though they're giving way too much respect. Once again, the same mistakes are being repeated over and over and over again against the side of Team EXO. And the thing is, giving a lot of respect to your opponents is actually a good thing. I love that. Giving respect, understanding your own limitations, and understanding what your opponents are doing could just pop you in the head in a matter of seconds, and you have no way of trying to get away. End of the day, you need to try and go in for the swings. You need to try and go in for the fight still. But the fact that they're not going in for these type of engagements is just hurt them a little bit too much. You need to have confidence in yourself. But at the same time, how much confidence can you have when you get killed like that? Like, man, come on. A nanoswarm and then immediately 100 spree. Where do you go? Do you go left? Do you go right? Or do you just lay down flat and just hope that you die? And why did that rhyme? Oh my god. I'm a poet, man.
Welcome to my world, where rhyming is the real sport. But I think right now, what the side of Cohesion need to consider is how exactly they're going to try and work around their faults, because there were quite a few. The most major one that I think I spotted out was the one that they were giving away too many 1v1 fights, and they were not even doing it as if, like, they're coming to try and trade. It was slow. It was very almost lazy at times, because they lost a player. They tried to come in for the they just completely stopped. They used to stop, especially in the attacking side. They did so much but it was just slow. It was a little bit too late before they could try and trade out a teammate. So many times where I saw Sai was getting the first kill, Excali was getting the first kill. I mean, do you really have to say more? Because it's the Sentinel who's getting first bloods, it's the Initiator who's getting first bloods. The people who set up the duelists are actually getting the first bloods. But yeah, it was a complete, spanking, and they just completely got shut down. There was nothing that Cohesion could do. And let's have a look at the map Vito screen just to see the overall arching storyline that we've seen watched so far. 13 to 7, 13 to 4. EXO have completely shown what they are capable of on a very good day. And I think they can they probably are gonna get better. This is not one of their best showings, but this is definitely a very good showing, and I think they can do much better than this.
Yeah, Team EXO, they just were the better team today. Honestly, when you consider that Team EXO, they have their own rough days, but at the same time, their rough days are very, very close to their good days as well. And today, they were not having the best of days, I would say. Yeah, some of the players, they were absolutely incredible, but players like Blackhawk, he was having a very rough start when you consider what
Yeah.
happened at Split and also on Icebox. But at the same time, his teammates were able to lift him up and they were able to coordinate together as a team regardless. They were able to make the smart plays that you can make as a player, even though your aim is just not as crispy. All of these factors need to be coming into play for the side of Team Cohesion as well, because Team Cohesion's aim, they were absolutely incredibly crispy, but when it came down to their raw strategical prowess, it felt as though they had a little bit of a mental block and a team block as well, that they were just not able to get over. The hurdles were just a little bit too much for them, and they lost out here. Disappointing fashion, to say the very least. You would expect a lot more coming on down from them. But moving on down the line, ladies and gentlemen, a good try from the side of Team Cohesion. They tried their best to try and take at the bare minimum one map, but in a way, as they did lose out here, the storyline that you would have expected them taking the number 8 position, number 5 or number 4 position for themselves, sorry, it's just not going to happen. So let's head on down over towards the group standings to get a visual representation of what I'm exactly saying here. And looking at the group standings here, Team Cohesion, they're out in the dust pretty much. If they're able to go in and win their second game, they're going to be able to secure that number 5 position for themselves no matter what happens. Nothing's going to dethrone them from that. And they're going to not face relegation moving on down the line if Outside Esports lose out on their following 2 games as well. But here is where things could just get a little bit more interesting, Universe. Team EXO, they're absolutely untouchable. Nothing's going to happen to them. Now the question is, are they going to fight for the first seed or are they going to settle for the second? That's for them to decide. But the thing is, looking at the bottom half of the board, FS, Team Cohesion, and Outside Esports, they're now in the running to try and stay inside of the group stages, just at the bare minimum, because you do need to consider Season 3 is going to be live real soon as well. So make sure to check the links down below in the description for the registration details, because FS, Team Cohesion, and Outside, they could swap up their positions and they could still stay in the group stages for the following season.
Yeah, that definitely is true. It's a little bit of a more rough battle down below than it is up above. The top 4, either way, they're going to be qualifying into the playoffs and going with untouched, you know, uh, I would say untouched positions, because all of them are going to be in the playoffs together in the upper brackets. It's a double elimination, so that is something that is gonna not deter in terms of their 1, 2, 3, 4 position, no matter where they end up. But at the bottom 4, it's gonna be a little bit of a tricky matter. Cohesion, they're hanging on by a thread, and that thread is their last match. FS, they've got 2 more and a potential to probably go ahead and secure their 5th spot. If they win out the next match, they potentially could secure their 5th spot and continue into the next season. But Outset, they really need to win their next match and the match after
Yep.
that if they want to find themselves, in the next season. Outset can do it. Cohesion, if they lose their next match, they're done and dusted. But if Outset win even one, then I think Outset is gonna trump Cohesion coming into the season 3.
Yeah, like it really does depend on how Cohesion are going to be playing their last game and also how Outside are going to be playing their final 2 games as well. And I'm really excited to say the very least of what's going to happen there. But talking about the first 4, we already know what's going to happen there. C-Mex is going to be making it down over onto playoffs. So it's all about the underdogs and which of these underdogs are going to be able to hold down their positions very strongly. A really exciting set of games, to say the very least, ladies and gentlemen. When you consider the first initial set, it was a little bit too exciting for our own good because Universe just absolutely went bonkers over there. And in this game, a little bit questionable, but at the same time, a lot of incredible plays as well coming on down through from Excali, to say the very least. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that we have for you for today. But before we do sign on off, make sure to check all the links down below in the description for a lot of good deals from our sponsors of W Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. And as you are down there, hit that like, hit the subscribe, and also hit the notification bell to get notified when we do go live, ladies and gentlemen. Because when you're at the Esports Club, the action just never stops. We always got you covered with a lot of streams, with a lot of games, and a lot of fun commentary as well in the process. But for now, it's going to be me, your boy Aggressive, with Universe signing on off. We're going to be back with you tomorrow with the LG Ultragear TC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by W Black and India Ryzen Radio. We'll catch you in a little.